Today, the moon is in Sagittarius, fire sign, where we get a little bit more perspective than we have with the Scorpio moon. The moon has been in Scorpio over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday, most of Sunday, depending on your time zone. And so, with the shift of the moon into Sagittarius, we get a little bit more perspective. We get that bigger view, the ability to look back and try to understand and make meaning of what has been transpiring on the inside, below the surface with the mysterious Scorpio energies. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, October 7th. And we are with this Sagittarius moon reflecting, thinking about, I'm thinking about the anniversary of the Hamas attack on Israel. That's, just one example of things that are going on in the world. But whatever is showing up that gives you that bigger ability to reflect on things, what is happening, what has been happening, and really what is the meaning of where we're at and what we've been going through. So Sagittarius is the sign of answers. The opposite sign, Gemini, is the sign of questions, right? So we have this opposition, this polarity, this dynamic between asking the question and having the answer. And so Sagittarius is the sign of answers. It is the sign of how we explain things, how we understand them. What is our philosophy, our frame of reference, our belief system, our theory, our view, right? All of these things speak to how we, what is the frame of reference of our thinking? And so what is the perspective we have when we contemplate events, especially because Sagittarius follows Scorpio. So the moon goes through Scorpio, where we're moving and processing energy inwardly and in the realm of mystery. And we're doing that thing where you go into the cocoon and you transform, and it's all very mysterious. And then and then what happens? You come out as the butterfly, and the butterfly can fly and have that bigger picture perspective than the caterpillar ever had, right? So just on, a day-to-day level, notice in your life where you are having some perspective, and what is your thinking? How are you processing what's been unfolding in your life, the events and circumstances of your life, and what you were noticing and feeling and tending to as we went through last week's eclipse, the Libra new moon and solar eclipse energies, kind of opening this portal to a transformation and shift, and opening to the ability to see something that we couldn't see before. And then from the moon in Libra, we went right into Scorpio, diving deep, saying, okay, we have to process things and energies internally or below the surface, or perhaps bringing things that have been below the surface into the light of day so we can do the healing work to transform whatever it is that's coming up, right? It might be big, it might be small. But just noticing sort of how these vibes and moods are showing up for you and your life. And the Sagittarius moon brings an opportunity to get some bigger picture perspective, to think about the meaning of recent events and the meaning of maybe even bigger picture events, and how we're learning through the chapter that we're in right now in our lives, right? Whatever is showing up this week, this month, how is that something that is giving you this bigger picture of meaning or perspective on your life? And of course, questions and answers both have upsides and downsides, right? So the question has a downside in that you want the answer, right? When you're asking a question, you don't want to be in a question. You want to know something. You're seeking that information. And so there's that feeling of yearning for knowing or information or data of some sort. The positive side of Gemini is that you have an open mind. You don't know. And in that not knowing, you are willing to discover. And so that spirit of open-minded questioning or questioning, why do we believe that? Why is that? Why has that always been that way? Why do we think that way? The question can sometimes open the door to seeing things differently that might help us on our healing journey or our life journey, our soul's journey of discovering more about who we are. And Sagittarius, right, is the answer. The answer has an upside and a downside. The upside is that it gives us an explanation. Oh my goodness, that answer, just knowing, right? Having a construct or a paradigm or a belief or a belief system that gives us the answer can provide a kind of security and comfort. On the downside, though, it can lock us in to thinking a certain way. So we have that experience of, no, I know how it is. I don't need to know anymore, right? Or I know the answer, so I'm not even thinking about it or questioning it or trying to educate myself or learn more. So think about that balance between questions and answers and the role of meaning and beliefs and answers in your own life and where you might be discovering some new answers, some new ways of thinking, some new perspectives and paradigms that can, build on what you're already working on, working through, moving through in terms of what is showing up in your life. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms. I had a video yesterday about Hurricane Helene, the disaster experience of disaster. Not to laugh, it's really horrific, and the role of the experience of crisis and how we can think about it from the perspective of the bigger picture and the outer planet placements where they're at right now. Really fascinating, actually, to look at that and how it can give us insight into where we're at. So check out yesterday's video if you missed it, for perhaps some, hopefully give you some comfort in terms of thinking about some of the more challenging aspects of things in the world and how they might be changing. So enjoy that video from yesterday on Hurricane Helene and a world in crisis and insights from the outer planets. Last week's video on the Libra Solar Eclipse had a lot of good information as well about what is relevant right now. So check it out. Thanks again for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com, and thanks for subscribing. I'll see you next time.